The gentle hum of the espresso machine and the soft murmur of conversations create a comforting, familiar background at the Starbucks where I work. I'm keeping the location of this specific Starbucks under wraps due to the delicate nature of what's been unfolding here. But if you are good at Google, you might be able to find it. This place, usually a haven with its welcoming vibe and robust coffee, is now overshadowed by a secret that's changed the atmosphere. Being a barista, I become accustomed to the ebb and flow of faces, each one a story in itself. But not long ago, during a routine cleanup in our cluttered back room, I came across something that seemed to crack the surface of our normality. Hidden behind the large, humming machines was a small, nondescript diary. It was well-worn and seemed to hold a long history of thoughts and feelings. Opening it, I recognized it as belonging to a former employee, someone whose recent story has been lingering in the minds of both my colleagues and some of our regulars. As I held the diary, a swirl of curiosity and unease enveloped me. This diary wasn't just a forgotten item. It was a chapter in the story of our Starbucks, a narrative we've all been grappling with. Delving into its pages felt like opening a door to a past we all wish to forget. It promised a story so unnerving, it threatened to transform my perception of our coffee shop, which until recently had always seemed so ordinary and safe. I've been working at Starbucks for a couple of years now. When I first started, it was just a job, a way to pay the bills, while I figured out what I really wanted to do. But over time, it became more than that. I found a kind of rhythm in the daily rush, a sense of belonging among the steaming cups and the familiar faces. This place, with its constant flow of people from all walks of life, has been an unexpected window into the world for me. The regulars, each with their unique quirks and orders, became like characters in an ongoing story I was part of. There's the hurried businessman who barely looks up from his phone, the group of students who turn a corner into their study zone, and the elderly couple who share a muffin every Thursday. And then there were my colleagues, a diverse crew who all brought something different to the table, from jokes to lighten a busy shift to heartfelt advice during a quick break. When he first joined, the former employee was just another character in this scene. He was quiet, unassuming, and seemed to blend into the background. We'd exchange the usual pleasantries and work-related chats, but nothing that really stood out. Little did I know, beneath that quiet exterior was a story brewing that would soon grip us all. The former employee, let's call him Jake, was a guy who initially didn't stand out much. He was quiet, the sort who would clock in, do his shift, and clock out without much fuss. In terms of work, he was reliable and did his job well enough, but he wasn't the type to go above and beyond. Socially, he was a bit of a loner, rarely joining in the small talk or the post-shift hangouts the rest of us sometimes indulged in. Jake had been with us for a good year or so. He blended into the team, but he never really seemed to connect on a deeper level with any of us. He was polite, always had a nod or a smile for the customers, and he knew their orders well, which they appreciated. To us, he was just a regular friendly guy doing his job. Nothing more, nothing less. At least that's how it seemed at the beginning. It all started when a new customer, a woman, began frequenting our Starbucks. She caught Jake's attention almost immediately. At first, his interest seemed typical, just a barista noticing a regular. He'd mention her in passing, her choice of coffee, how she'd smile politely when ordering. But gradually, Jake's casual mentions turned into something more intense. He began to talk about her constantly, not just her coffee choices, but her looks, her smile, the way she dressed. His admiration quickly escalated. He'd share with us, sometimes in uncomfortable detail, his daydreams about a future with her, imagining dates, a relationship, even a life together. These fantasies became increasingly vivid and personal, crossing lines that left us more than a little unsettled. Jake's fixation soon became too much for everyone. His constant talk about the woman turned into inappropriate comments and daydreams that he'd share openly, not caring who heard. It wasn't just awkward for us baristas. Our customers started noticing too. Some regulars even began changing their schedules to avoid his shifts. Then things escalated when customers complained about feeling uncomfortable. That's when our manager had to step in. It wasn't just one or two remarks. It was a pattern of behavior that couldn't be ignored. Our manager, always fair but firm, had to confront Jake about the way his obsession was impacting the work environment and our patrons. Eventually, our manager had to let Jake go due to his increasingly unprofessional behavior. What struck us all was how calmly he took the news. There was no argument, no denial, just a quiet acceptance that was almost eerie. But things didn't end there. After his dismissal, Jake started showing up at the Starbucks during the times when the woman he was obsessed with usually came in. It was unsettling, to say the least. His presence became such a concern that our manager had to take further action. Jake was officially banned from the premises for the safety and comfort of both our staff and customers. During a routine cleanup in our cluttered back room, a discovery shook the calm surface of our day-to-day life at Starbucks. Hidden behind the large, humming machinery, almost camouflaged against the backdrop of our mundane setting, was a small, nondescript diary. This diary, upon closer inspection, was filled with initial entries of admiration and elaborate fantasies about a future with the woman Jake was obsessed with. But as I delved deeper, the entries took a sinister turn, revealing disturbing thoughts and plans for harm if she were to reject him. It was a chilling progression from harmless admiration to a potential threat lurking in his words. Upon finding the diary and realizing the gravity of its contents, we made the decision to involve the police. The diary's disturbing nature warranted an official investigation. The police took the matter seriously, but when they tried to locate Jake, they found he had vanished without a trace, no longer living at his known address and seemingly gone without a trace. They also informed the woman about the situation for her safety. Following this, she stopped coming to our Starbucks, a decision that was both understandable and deeply unsettling for us all. The mystery of Jake's whereabouts remains unsolved, leaving a lingering sense of fear and uncertainty among us at Starbucks. Regulars who knew about the situation would often ask if there had been any news, their faces etched with concern. For me, the experience has been a stark reminder of how little we truly know about those around us, even those we see every day. The coffee shop, once a place of simple routines and familiar faces, now feels different. We continue our daily tasks, but the shadow of this unresolved story hangs over us, a constant reminder of the unexpected depths and dangers that can lie beneath the surface of ordinary life.